Coach, take us back to '94. You guys are down 2-0 after what was first choke city. What changed in the locker room? What was the message that you had for the team that turned this on?
Well, I thought on that real hard. I remember, being on the plane and trying to figure out how you're going to bring this team back. And then I remember it just hit me. I said, just tell them the truth. We could beat these guys. If you could get up 20 on them, you could beat them. And we just got to stop, being tentative when we got up. And we showed the tape, and we showed us being tentative at first. And then we put how we got that lead. And some of the shots were harder than the ones when we were tentative. And slowly but surely, the guys start looking up, and you could just see them raising up as we had that video. And we go out in that first game. In the second quarter, we're down by 14 points, and the guys didn't give up. They turned that game around. Max had a tremendous game, and we wind up winning two there. And there were a lot of times where we could have just jumped off the ship and gave up, but these guys just don't do that.
How special was Vernon Maxwell? His toughness and competitiveness on those championship teams?
Yeah, very, very special. Everybody's got to have, to be successful, you got to have a guy like that loves the challenge and gets into people and can disrupt them. Plus, he was a talented offensive player, and he was streaky, and he didn't care about pressure at the end of the game. The guy had made so many big shots over the years for us, and he fit our system perfectly.
Coach, now then the '95 team, start the season off with Oldestor, make the trade, you bring in Clyde, you bring in Tracy Murray, and most of the other guys, you even dig down to the CBA. Tell us about how you change your philosophy, based on these new acquisitions, even having to go to the CBA to acquire players.
Yeah, well, a big part of the decision was we had such a heavy load on Akeem. I had to find a primary offensive player who, could carry an offense, take a big share of it. And when Clyde became available, I started really thinking about it, of course, and I didn't think they would do it, and we did, and it was tough for Clyde because we had so many injuries, and we weren't getting. He was playing well, but we weren't getting the results, and I felt on what I had seen and what Clyde could add, I felt we were going to be better. And I kept saying that, but we kept losing, and the media and some of my players were looking at me like he's completely lost his mind. And the first time we got that team together was in the Utah series, and we learned to be a team in the playoffs when everybody was healthy, we took it one step at a time.
Talk about the three-man rotation at the guard position, Mario, Sam, and how that helped you guys, especially when they double down on the three ball.
Yeah, our guards were very important, and Mario actually became the small forward the second year when Robert moved over to the four. But I loved, Mario was one of the guys I had seen when he was backing up Clyde in Portland, and I remember telling the coaches, we were in a sports bar in Charlotte, that, man, I want that guy on my team. That's the kind of guy, a no-nonsense guy who's going to go out there. He doesn't care who he's playing against. He's going to get into them, and we were able to get Mario. Another guy that was a part of the building of this team was Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks was a hard-working kid and actually made Sam a better player because he worked so hard in practice. you know, it's just amazing most of the things that I wanted, I got. We found a way to get, you know, and then that dream and that expectation of how they would all fit together worked, and they got together, and it doesn't always happen like that.
Talk about Kenny leadership, Kenny Smith leadership.
Yeah,
and how he kept
Kenny was another guy that fit our team with a great post-up player with his spot shooting and his running the floor. You know, he fit our team well. And the thing I want to say, especially about Kenny, is his shot in the Orlando series was one of the biggest shots in Houston Rocket history, and doesn't get enough play because his shot, if it doesn't go in, we lose. And that young team, that Orlando team, was so talented, so young. You've got Hardaway, you've got Shaq, you've got Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, a couple other really good players. And if they get their confidence, there's no telling what could happen. And we pulled that miracle game out. And, you know, then we took care of business. But I think part of that was because they had so much respect that how do these guys come back like that and get us?